the ownership answer that sounds great, but fails the bar raiser. Most candidates describe helping a neighboring team and never realize the bar raiser is specifically listening for whether you identified the risk yourself, took accountability without being asked, and stayed accountable through delivery, not just until the handoff looked clean. The question is, tell me about a time you drove a program outcome beyond your formal scope of responsibility. This maps directly to ownership, the leadership principle that says Amazonians never say, "That's not my job," when they see customer or business risk. What the bar raiser is actually listening for underneath this question is whether you self-identified a gap, moved without being directed, and held yourself accountable through a measurable outcome, not whether you were a good team player when someone asked for help. Here is how most TPM candidates answer this ownership question, and it sounds completely reasonable on the surface.
On a payments reliability program, I noticed a neighboring team was falling behind on a dependency that affected our launch. I flagged it to my manager and then started joining their stand-ups to help them stay on track. I pulled together a shared tracker so both teams could see the status, and I gave updates in the weekly cross-team sync. The dependency shipped about 2 weeks late, but we were still able to launch. My manager appreciated that I stepped in and helped keep things moving.
Flag to manager first. No evidence of self-directed action. Outcome framed as launch survived, not risk eliminated. Ownership transferred back to manager for credit and decision. Here is exactly what I am writing in the debrief right now. Item 1. Candidate escalated to manager before taking independent action. No self-directed accountability shown. Item 2. Scope of intervention was coordination only. No evidence of driving a program decision. Item 3. Outcome framed as we still launched. No metric, no business risk quantified, no customer impact named. Item 4. Credit attributed to manager appreciation, not candidate-driven result. Ownership not sustained through delivery. Verdict does not demonstrate ownership. Same question, same payments program. Listen to how this candidate establishes ownership from the first sentence.
During a payments reliability program, I identified, without being asked, that a dependent team's API integration was 4 weeks behind and would silently blow our launch. No one had flagged it as a program risk. I wrote a 1-page risk doc, brought it directly to the dependent team's engineering lead and TPM with a proposed descope path, and set up a daily 15-minute resolution sync that I ran. I owned the revised dependency plan through to completion. We shipped on the original date with 0 payment failures in the first 30 days. I didn't wait for my manager to assign me that problem. I saw a customer risk and treated it as mine.
Self-identified risk without a prompt. Clear ownership signal. Produced written artifact. Risk doc with proposed path forward. Ran resolution mechanism end-to-end, not handed off after flagging. Quantified outcome. On-time launch. 0 payment failures in 30 days. Notice what changed. The candidate owned the risk, the written artifact, the mechanism, and the result without anyone assigning any of it to them. Item 1. Candidate self-identified program risk with no manager prompt. Proactive ownership demonstrated. Item 2. Produced written risk doc with proposed path. Consistent with Amazon written culture expectations for TPM. Item 3. Created and ran resolution mechanism through delivery. Did not hand off once risk was visible. Item 4. Outcome quantified. Launched on original date. 0 payment failures in 30 days post-launch. Verdict, strong signal. Raises the bar. Before your loop, run your story through these 3 questions. Question 1. Did you identify the risk before anyone assigned it to you? If someone asked you to help, the bar raiser will not score this as ownership. Question 2. Can you name the specific mechanism you created or ran? Joining existing syncs is coordination. Driving a new resolution process is ownership. Question 3. Do you have a metric that proves the outcome, not just the effort? Without a number, the bar raiser cannot separate your impact from the team's impact. If you cannot answer yes to all three, you are describing assistance, not ownership. How do your real stories score against the ownership bar? Get a personalized report scored against the interview rubric Amazon uses for the TPM role. Head to interview101.com and find out before your loop does.